What's up, world? Welcome back to WallyDTV. We got my homie BookT in the building.
You know.
What's goody, bro?
Man, Wally D, everything good. It just feel good to be here. See you progressing, boy.
Yeah, appreciate you, bro. I'm trying, man.
Exit 300, you know what I'm saying?
I ain't trying, I'm doing.
Moving forward.
Oh, yeah. Exit 300. Exit 300. Every song will bang up that motherfucker.
Hey, man.
For real.
Whatever side of the bridge you get off of, man, it seems like niggas is grinding, man. My nigga WallyDTV has been putting the time, man. And the facts is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding, brother. So,
appreciate you, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Keep doing your thing.
Man, appreciate you, man. You keep doing your goddamn thing, bro. They don't know about you, man.
Nah, man. I don't know why they don't know. Wally D is. I be feeling like I'm a fucking Dame Lillard or something out here. That, you know what I'm saying? They be disrespecting me, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But I be coming through in the clutch, bro.
Yeah, they don't know about BookT.
They don't know the rich history, man. Yeah. But you know, it's all good, man. I don't necessarily flex, you know what I'm saying, like nothing like that. Yeah. But I think it's important for people that want to know, or people that come from here, you know, to know about the foundation of some of the things that happen and some of the things that, you know, some of the shoulders you stand on. For instance, man, like back in the 90s, like some of what you doing was what I wanted, what I went to school for, what I did. But nevertheless, I watched a guy doing something like you're doing by the name of Larry Pickett.
Yeah, nigga.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out Larry.
Shout out Larry Pickett, man. You know what I'm saying?
The GOAT. Shout out Larry Pickett, the GOAT, bro.
So niggas be forgetting some of the shoulders we stand on, you know what I'm saying, here in Raleigh, North Carolina, especially off Exit 300. And you know what I mean? I used to go to Larry Pickett shows downtown and watch in the community center, man. Come on, Channel 10.
Yeah.
I actually got interested in rapping, man, when I saw my man, I ain't seen him in a long time, but it was a friend I had. His name was Corvus. And I forget his rap name back then, but he was on the Larry Pickett show. And that got me actually interested.
Bro, let me tell you, every single thing.
Every aspect of it, the show.
Every single thing that I do right now, sometimes it's a picture of the Larry Pickett show in the back of my head.
Crazy.
Like even while I'm interviewing, there's a picture. Because my homeboy Cameron, his big brother Adrian, was rapping on there.
What?
So nigga, I used to tune in to Channel 10. We see his brother there rapping, and we like, yo, we on TV, yo. So that shit dope, bro. Shout out Larry Pickett.
Hey, but that's real. I just want to illustrate the shoulders that we stand on, and then like the rich history that we got here in North Carolina, because now the eyes on us, Wally.
Yeah,
it was. I remember back then, you know, pushing the pavement, like literally pushing tapes, making CDs and making the labels on the front and shit, and the shit would get stuck in your CD player and everything like that.
Yeah.
Open mic after open mic. But you know what we were told back then?
Yeah.
You know, although we were really good, we needed to get outside of here, man. You need to go.
What
you sound like you're from the West Coast. You need to go to LA. You need to go to New York. And you know what we did? We went.
Yeah.
You know, we went. I spent time in LA. We spent time in when I say we, I'm talking about my man, Mr. Raleigh and C, man. Yeah. Shout out Mr. Raleigh and C. We go back. Insight Entertainment was the first label, first thing we created and we were a part of. But it started with him, and under him, man, I started as pretty much everything. Like I was a tutelage rapper. I was doing some managing. We were making beats, but nevertheless we were exchanging resources and we were growing together in the business. I was the one in college. I was the one getting internships at BET, at Voice of America and shit, hooking up like interviews with like Def Jam, getting crazy shit that was out of nowhere. But we were helping each other along the way, and along this way, man, it's a journey, Wally, that I think that it needs to be told, and I'm motherfucking here to tell it. And if anybody want to hear the story, man, that's what I'm here for. Oh, man, my name is BookT. Thomas BookT. Man, I am an hip hop educator. I am a leader of a generation, bringing about positive enlightenment. Along the way, I do music. I speak eloquently. You know, and I do podcasts. I like to broadcast.
Yeah.
You know, I songwrite. But one of my favorite things is creating hooks, man. So I am the hook man when it comes to music. And as far as being highly educated, man, I take accountability enough to know myself, to know my way. And that's who I am, dog. Like whatever I get into along the way, whether it's acting, more music, politics, and whatever shit comes my way, you know what I'm saying? I think I'm ready to take, man. I think God just allowing the light
and
to
you
flow in.
official too, bro. You know what I'm saying? Meaning
you,
like
man.
you do your paperwork, you do your background. You know what I'm saying? And that's dope, bro. Man, how many mixtapes you got? How many albums you done put out?
Bro, like that. I've got Exit 300 was my first studio album. So that's the first album that is actually studio album. But my first actual album was Scriptures. And along the way, I'm gonna have to figure out the count because I'm gonna go ahead and tell you the order.
Yeah.
Scriptures was my first mixtape. Then came Best of BookT. Then after Best of BookT, it was Head in the Clouds. After Head in the Clouds, Marijuana Nation. That's the one that blow the weed out, nigga. Blow the weed out. After Marijuana Nation, we took a break for a little bit. We came with Marty McFly. One of the bigger ones. But let's take that back because there was a series called That Bullshit.
Okay, yeah. Now I remember that. Yeah.
So that Bullshit 1, that Bullshit 2, and I produced that Bullshit 3rd, who was my artist at the time at Highly Educated and my homeboy, and that was the end of that series. So 3 there. Then you go to Red Nose Rain. Crazy, interesting mixtape. I talk about my first time doing drugs, cocaine, all that shit out here when I was staying out there in LA, man, just wilding out. You know, and it was one of my most open. I say, like, man, I was most free on that. I was talking about, you know, all types of shit. You know, as far as politics. I even had Alex Jones clips on there.
Yeah, Alex Jones, the homie. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I had all types of shit on that one, man. That was one of my faves. But after that was when Marty McFly came. Well, how many we up to now? 6, 7?
Nigga, I thought we passed 10. Damn, nigga. You said one of part 1, part 2, part 3.
Yeah, that was that bullshit.
Nigga.
So I got about 10. But after Marty McFly, we go Kickback Tracks. I do a joint album with my man Third, Hookman and the Ripper. And damn. Now we go 5 Fingers to the Face. Yeah.
Right.
That's where we at. And the next one to come out is
it's Music for Your Soul, Music for Your Mama.
That's the next album.
Okay.
But the next project I'm working on is called the R&B, which is the Rhythm and Book, you know. And the Rhythm and Book, man, is something soulful. It's a storytelling album in which I combine my elements of being a hook man and singing and getting my Nate Dogg on and my Pimp C on and all those like inspirations on and
I'm glad you just said inspiration, because I was gonna ask you what inspires you. Because to me, you give me like a 3-6 Mafia type of vibe. You get what I'm saying?
Man, we listen to 3-6 Mafia all the time. Shout out UNCP, shout out my man KV. But we listen to 3-6 Mafia all the time. Sophomore year and UNC Pembroke, man. He put me on the 3-6 Mafia and UGK.
Yeah.
So I can see why I give you that vibe, man. That what it was Southern rap tunes. You know what I mean? Definitely a big fan of 3-6 Mafia, UGK, but Outkast as well. Man, come on, dog. Outkast. All through my life, I've been a big fan of Outkast.
The Ghosts,
and like they paved the way for a lot of my the shit I try. Like I take my voices in different ranges, and you know, do different runs, and you know, just try different things, man. And I try not to stay in a box inside of the studio and with my music. But you know, when it comes to singing, Joe, you know, is probably my favorite R&B artist.
And see, I like Darnell Jones.
Oh, Darnell Jones come on, bro. Darnell Jones' first album.
Yeah, Darnell. I like Gemini.
Bro.
I like.
I used to take girls off campus at Southeast Raleigh off Exit 300. Feeling like the man, skipping school, listening to Darnell Jones. All this love.
You seem like you had a fun ass high school life.
Yeah, man. High school was the shit for me. I think the thing for me that's different, you know, is that obviously I was young, but I wasn't as self-aware back then, and I wasn't as full of myself as people might have thought. I was humble to a degree where I wanted people to share and take part in the blessings that were specifically there for me. So therefore, like, if I was like a dope artist, or I did have a little bit of clout, you know, I wanted my man, my homegirl, and everybody else to share in the same part. But nevertheless, that shit was really just for me, dog. And I think looking back at a lot of that, you know, I had a lot of fun in high school. I met have a lot of great friends. I ain't got shit bad to say about nobody. You know, I was, as far as I'm concerned, you know, if I ever did you wrong, hey, I'm sorry. I can barely remember some of that shit. but I damn sure remember, you know what I'm saying, at Exit 300 Southeast Raleigh, having a hell of a time in high school. So much that shit got me depressed after a while, and I thought I'd peaked in high school, homie. Like, that's how much of the man I was in high school. Yeah, nigga.
So boom, after high school, let's jump to California. Boom. Tell me about life in California. I always wanted to live in California.
Man, I live a hell of a life, man, and I thank God for that, man. I'm grateful. Shout out my man Matt Griffin, man. Exit 300, Biltmore Hills. You know what I'm saying? Again, all this stuff is Exit 300. That's my life. That's why the album. That's why my music and everything comes from that, man. That's why we doing this interview off Exit 300 on the downtown side. You know what I'm talking about? But nevertheless, let's talk about Cali, man. Shout out my man Matt Griffin. He gave me a place to stay out in Hollywood, man. I stayed in the Hollywood Hills when I first got there.
Where? So you went up to the sign and everything?
Yeah.
My nigga, I was do that shit.
I was in Hollywood. God, motherfucking famous friends, you know what I'm saying? Famous like producers and writers would come in and out. I got and it was a blessing, man, because Matt was able to introduce me to a lot of them, and they were his friends. But nevertheless, they were friends that he introduced me to with the purpose of us working together. So that's why I say, man, I'm really grateful for that. But I started out there in Hollywood Hills with him, man. We ended up moving to Hollywood Boulevard. That's where, you know what I'm saying, it got out of control, you know, a little bit with for me anyway, with hanging out a little too hard. But nevertheless,
like partying and shit.
Yeah.
So look, you saying if you was to go over there right now, you gonna fall back in that?
Nah, not at all. You know, not at all. Now I think just looking back as a young man, you know, I was in my 20s, man, and at that time I had been fired, you know what I'm saying, from a job that I was at for 4 years, and for me, you know, it felt like I was in like, I had a lot of, it was traumatizing. I felt betrayed and shit. You know, I felt betrayed by my staff, and for me it was a bit of a release for me to go out there and party and and I felt hurt, man, and it was a place for me to like really like just go out there, and that's why I was able to create music. I was just in a zone where I was just free to motherfucking be an artist and be me, and I was in where I wanted to be, out in Hollywood. Again, went up to the Hollywood sign, running Runyon Canyon, going out to Hollywood Live, seeing D-Ray, Cedric and Entertainer sitting right beside these people, you know what I'm saying, doing open mics, you know what I'm saying, watching. Man, I had, like, again, man, it was brilliant to be a part of that. And that's one of the things that now I look back and I had to apologize to my wife about, because I wanted to stay out there, but I couldn't have my at that time, my fiance and my kid back here, and you know, still have that
party and doing cocaine and shit.
That, you know, but at the same time, that's what it sounded like. But at the same time, I was progressing. Like, you know, I was building relationships. And in order to get in a certain, I mean, on some real shit. It's not that you had to do that to do that, but for me at that time, I felt like if that was there, you know what I'm saying, that was part of the nature of the relationship. That's what it was. It wasn't like nobody was fucking wilding out and shit like that. But for me, it was a different thing than what I experienced in North Carolina, for sure. And it just opened my eyes up to the game and opened my eyes up to the world, and that's why that album's called Red Nose Rain, for sure.
Dope shit.
But Cali, man,
Red Nose Rain.
Red Nose Rain.
Red Nose Rain. That's a dope ass name, bro.
Yeah, man. Cali was dope, man. I love Cali. Every bit of. I don't want to leave it on the tone that that's what it was all about for me. It was drugs, you know, like, cause it won't. I was progressing like a motherfucker. That's when I was working with a company, and we were doing like some video game game trucks, and I was hosting parties. Again, I was doing parties with them, pulling up at famous people's houses with a motherfucking video game truck out in Cali, and but also even with the music, with Highly Educated, it started out there because I went out to Cali not only because I was trying to get away, but I pursued my master's degree in entertainment business. So that's where I was going to studios. I was going to auditions. I would go to like The Price is Right. I was going to the Let's Make a Deal, to get the Living the Hollywood Experience. Oh man, I did all that shit.
You trying to do shows?
Yeah, I did all that shit, man.
And I was gonna ask you that. I was like, you ain't trying to be a comedian?
Yeah, I tried a lot of different shit, man. Open mics, so I got there's video of all this. I shot a documentary out there, and
fuck,
yeah,
man. I wish I would have knew you. I would have been filming you the whole goddamn time.
Yeah, and I had an awesome time. So I don't want to leave it like it was that. It opened my eyes to the ability that I have and the energy that I have to inspire people that haven't grown up with me, that I don't even know, to a degree that when I was coming back, I could see some of the friends that I did leave were a bit unfortunate at that aspect, but they understood the need of why I needed to go. Shout out Alistair Bayardo too, man. That's one of my good friends out there, man. He's an actor, man, and he does an incredible job in his work as well.
Okay. All right. So when we going to Cali?
Shit, man. Anytime you want to go. I'm due for a trip. Last time I've been out there has really been 10 years. 10 years? Almost 10 years, about 8 or 9 years.
Bro, we need to go there, bro. I'm trying to see the Hollywood sign, bro.
Man, it's dope, man.
Like, I know it's dope. I need to see that shit.
I'm doing better in therapy. I'm coming out of it. Yeah, they got me in therapy. How important it is, to have your mental health and your game right.
Like therapy, like going to talk to somebody?
Yes, nigga. I have been in therapy, and I got a therapy appointment coming up.
I'm damn, I should be doing that. I don't know if they fucking with me. They lying to me. They done read a book. I don't know. I don't even know if they believe they genuine. You ever been talking to somebody, and then when you look at them, they actually not paying attention to you, but you don't let them know that you seen them not pay attention to you, and then you turn your head, and then so I don't want to be in them type of situation with these motherfuckers. Like, they really don't care, you know what I'm saying? They just getting paid.
Well, you got to go into it. I feel you, because that's one of the reasons why I pulled back on it for a little bit. But I went there for me, to unpack, man. It got to a point where some chickens came home to roost as far as some of the trials and tribulations that have happened in my life, whether they were brought upon me or whether I did it myself. And I think I was at a point of, dog, I got to unpack some of this shit. I don't give a fuck if you pay attention or not. I can't talk to nobody I know, because it's going to hurt the person that has done it to me, but I love them enough not to, mention this shit. And if anything, I need the motherfucker. It's like really cleaning out your closet, organizing your thoughts, and taking accountability for for all parts, all of your shit. Whether it was some bullshit or whether it was diamonds, B. But you got to take accountability for all that. And some shit you don't even see you got in your closet. Some shit you be like, oh shit, I still got that shit. Yeah. And that's what happens in the mind, you know what I'm saying? When you unpack that shit, you're like, damn, I still am fresh than a motherfucker. I mean, look at me, man. Like you said, I thought I was looking fat. Damn, nigga, you just skinny. Damn, that's what I just found today. I still look thin to the eyes of the behold.
Yeah. This nigga said earlier, y'all, oh, man, I don't want to say it like that because I might look fat. Do this nigga look fat?
Yo, Wally D, to all prayers be to God, Allah, and whoever listens to me. Thank you for helping me lose that damn 20 pounds last year.
Oh, yeah.
2020.
Oh, yeah, you did have a gut last year.
Yeah, man.
You did have a gut, but you were happy, though, nigga.
I was happy. Well, nah, I was going through.
But see, I wouldn't have knew that, nigga. Yeah. This shit. Well,
that's when therapy started. I guess I was getting happy. I started to unpack the last 2 years, I would say, the last 2 years.